Welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. All right, today I want to share some of my mistakes. Okay, some of my failures, if you will, because I went through like a whole audition period last year when I was auditioning for grad school. And you know what? Audition season is here for actors and singers and performers. It's like a huge thing where now is like where a lot of theaters and a lot of productions are starting to audition for later productions in the year, in the spring, in the summer, and even the fall. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna share, and I mean, this is my perspective as someone who has auditioned a lot for grad programs in vocal performance and pedagogy and musical and like music in general. And now I'm in my program at Columbia's summer hybrid program in music and music education. And I've also auditioned for like straight plays and musicals and done self-tapes as well as in person. And I'm not like as super well versed in auditions, as some actors like in the New York City audition scene are, but like I have done my own fair share of auditions for grad programs as well as like local community theater and like local theater, professional theater productions, as well as like self-tapes too, shows in New York and DC and stuff. So I kind of have my own perspective, and hopefully it's something that you can relate to as someone who's an aspiring performer. You want to be a singer, an actor, and performer, and you're going into audition season. I'm just going to share some mistakes that I've made, so I can just encourage you not to make those same mistakes. And frankly, especially if you're a beginner or someone who isn't super used to doing auditions, you'll definitely, hopefully these mistakes will help you, learn not to do them. So you'll definitely love this episode, and I believe it will help you. I hope it does. And I'm happy to share some silly fun stories of my own. All right, so let's get into it. Welcome to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast, a show to help you build confidence as you start singing, acting, dancing, and being creative again. Hi, I'm Estelle. I'm a singer, actor, performer, and beginner voice coach who knows how it feels to want to use your God-given creative gifts, but you stay stuck in fear and doubt. The solution is to start building confidence. You have gifts that you need to grow and use and share, and the world is waiting for you. I want to be there with you to help you do that. It's time to live creatively. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, before we get into the episode, I have to tell you about the flash sale. The Sing Confidently program flash sale is on today, 60% off, including the payment plan. Yes, indeed, you can get this program for 60% off. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. It is $77. And you could, with that, you can maybe do like 2 voice lessons, like private voice lessons with some people, or with me, like a voice lesson for an hour. And you're going to get like 4 of those in this program because you're getting 4 weeks, 4 simple steps to begin to start singing with confidence as a performer. I mean, this is truly, truly important stuff that you have got to do if you want to build confidence as a singer, as a performer. I myself have been singing my entire life. I have built confidence in these ways. I know what it's like to want to build confidence as a singer and in yourself, and you must take these steps. You just have to. And I want you to be in this community. I want you to be in this space where you are doing it and you're not alone. And that's why I'm doing this sale. I just want you to be in it so badly. So come on over, join me. If you see yourself a year from today, you want to see yourself being that confident singer, that performer, that person who can go to the audition and you know how to prepare, you know how to be at your best, right? You got to take these steps to build that confidence over time. And so come to the Sing Confidently program by going to creativelybyestelle.com/program to sign up today to take a chance, take that step of faith, and invest in yourself, invest in your own voice. Really do that for yourself today. And this is a day, 60% off only for today. So I'd love to see you in it. I'm so excited. All right, let's get into the episode. All right, so let me share 3 mistakes that I have made when it comes to auditioning for roles for grad school, it doesn't matter. The audition process is the audition process. And yeah, it looks different in different production types, or whether you're doing it for a school versus for a show. But an audition is an audition. It's an opportunity for you to share what your gift in front of people who want to choose the best person that they believe, whoever they believe is the best person for the role or the best person for the program. And it's an opportunity for you to showcase your strengths and your talents and who you are as a person as well as to just like follow their directions of like what they want to hear, what they want to see, and show them that you are easy to work with, that you are likable, etc. And you know, the process looks like you going in and, you know, saying hi if you're doing it in person, and, you know, maybe you go to the accompanist and you give them your sheet music if you haven't given it to them ahead of time, depending on if it's for a show versus for grad school. And then, you know, you have your moment to set yourself up. You're going to slate, right? Say your name and the songs you're going to sing. Again, it depends on if it's grad school versus in person, what the expectations are, but you slate by saying your name and then what song you're performing, or if it's a monologue that you're performing, what you're going to be doing, basically. Or you can also say the role that you're auditioning for. And this goes for self-tapes as well. And then you go into the pieces, you go into the song, you go into the side that you're reading or the monologue that you're performing. If it's a dance, you go into the piece of choreography that you're going to perform. Although usually you're doing that in group setting, depending on what production it is. But I digress. The point is, that's like the basic structure, right? You go in, you set yourself up in the sense, whether with your accompanist or whatnot, and then you like say who you are, say what you're going to do, and then you do it, and then you say bye, right? And you're respectful and you're kind and all that, you're professional throughout. But there's some things that can happen that might be some flaws, some mistakes that might happen, and I want to encourage you not to make these mistakes that I've made. And usually it has to do with like preparation ahead of time, as well as just like not just preparation when it comes to the material, but also preparation when it comes to what it's actually going to be like on the day of, in the moment, when you are there, and how you're going to feel, and making sure that you are putting yourself in the best possible position and the best possible light as a performer. The number one mistake that I would say not to make, to learn from, is do not, under any circumstances, do not forget the title of the song that you are singing. Please. I did this. I'm not gonna lie, I did this. I'm just sharing. I'm bearing my soul, you guys. I did this for an audition. It was a regional theater production audition this last summer in 2023. I went in and I was feeling good. I'd done the dance call and I'd felt pretty good. You know, I had my moments, but overall I was really excited. Everyone was so nice outside, like in the audition holding room or whatever, the green room, I don't know, the audition holding room, I would say, the waiting room. What? The holding room. Before they called me in, and I was feeling pretty good. You know, I had my headshot resume. Actually, I'd already given it to them. So I just walked in, you know, I was feeling very happy, very excited. I loved the song that I chose. I was singing, oh my gosh, do I remember what I was singing? You see, this is what happened. You're Still the One, Shania Twain. Yes. I was singing You're Still the One by Shania Twain. All I had to say was my name. I'll be singing You're Still the One by Shania Twain. Simple, right? No, not simple, because I didn't practice saying that ahead of time. So I said, what did I say? I said, looks like we made it. I think that's what I called it. I said, I'll be singing Looks Like We Made It. And I knew as soon as I said it, that's not the name of the song. And then I had to like backtrack and say, I think I like went and gave my sheet music to the pianist and like, or the accompanist, and then I saw it and I was like, and then I came back to the center and I was like, I apologize. I'll be singing You're Still the One by Shania Twain. I think I corrected myself. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. If you're maybe a more seasoned actor out there listening, feel free to let me know. But my number one mistake, like the number one tip that I have is for you to, like the mistake that you should not do, is that you should not say the wrong name of the song. It just threw me off. Like, I don't really, I mean, maybe it shows that I'm human or whatever, and I mean, I doubt they really care that much, but for me, it kind of threw me off a little bit. I didn't let it. I like pushed past it, and I was like, I'm still gonna do my best. And I still really, honestly, I loved my audition. I thought I did. I thought I put my best foot forward. I still felt really good about it. Even though I didn't get a part for that show, I really still felt good about how my audition went overall. But I will say it shook me up a little bit. And the point is that you don't want anything, as much as you can. You want to, of course, you can't help that you're human and that these things will happen. But as much as you can, you want to be as prepared as possible. And so I really suggest the tip that comes from this mistake is for you to make sure that you practice not only singing the song, but also slating beforehand. Practice saying, my name is blank and I'll be singing blank, or I'll be auditioning for blank role, or I'll be performing this monologue from this work, from this play. You know, you want to say the entire beginning part while you're practicing. Don't just jump into the monologue or the side or the song you're singing, or even the dance that you're performing. If you're doing like a solo dance audition, don't just jump into it. You know, think about what you're going to say beforehand, before you go into the audition room, so that you have that practice and that doesn't throw you off if you accidentally say the wrong thing. That is my first mistake and the tip that comes from that, okay? All right, so my second tip to avoid when it comes to auditions, as you're preparing for auditions and self-tapes, is to just avoid biting off more than you can chew when it comes to lyrics, especially if you're singing in a different language, okay? I did an audition this past fall for a music program, and frankly there were a lot of songs that they asked for me. They asked for 6 songs, which maybe doesn't feel like a lot to some of you opera champions out there, but for me, as someone who had some experience in classical music in my voice lessons in college, but mainly was doing musical theater, and then was kind of coming back to, okay, I need to do some classical pieces. I hadn't taken like any diction, but I had some experience singing Italian, and this song, this aria was an Italian aria, and I had practiced it, but I frankly had added it to my list a little bit later. And I had another Italian aria that was a lot more popular that I was like, I don't know, it's technically, it was a soprano aria, and I'm a mezzo, and I was like, I don't want to sing something that's technically out of my, not like in my type or whatever, my range, and I don't want to, like, you know, sing something that maybe they're like, it's like too maybe simple or basic or too popular of an aria. It was Bel Piacere versus the one that I sang, which was which song was it? You see, I can't even remember the title. See, mistake number 1. Okay, so what happened is I added the song a little bit later. I had been working on the other pieces for earlier auditions, and I felt way more comfortable in those, but this particular aria I didn't feel quite as comfortable in, because I learned it a little bit later, a little bit closer to the audition. But I was like really like pushing myself. I was like, no, like I really want to do this. I believe in myself, and I did, and I do. But you know, just like knowing the pressure that you will face when you're in an audition, especially for grad school, where the stakes feel very high and you really want to get into the program. But even for any audition, you might really want the role. And, you know, just avoid biting off more than you can chew when it comes to learning the lyrics, especially if it's in a different language. It was in Italian, and I didn't quite know all the words as perfectly as I should have. I don't regret it, because, you know, I did do my best and I did put myself out there, and I believe God made everything work out for the best. But I will say that it might have been more comfortable for me to just go with a song that I knew, that I really knew. And frankly, I really loved singing Bel Piacere as well, even though it was a little bit in the higher range for me. I still enjoyed it. I'd practiced it. I'd had time spent with it, and I knew how to kind of sing it in a way that I believe felt good and sounded good in my voice. But yeah, I still went for the more challenging option for myself, and frankly, I messed up the words in the audition. So yeah, avoid biting off more than you can chew when it comes to learning the lyrics. If you do make the mistake of messing up, flubbing the lyrics, just keep going. That's what I did. And frankly, like the professors who were on the panel, the the panel for admissions who were listening, like 2 of them were literally mouthing the words to me to try to help me. It was so sweet. It was such a nice environment to be performing in and auditioning in, even in that moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I just kept going. But I would really just encourage you, the tip here is to sing what you know and what you love. Like, if you love the song and you know it really well, just go with that, as opposed to kind of biting off more than you can chew when you know that in the moment, like, of the audition, it's going to be a little bit more stressful than you might think. And so you want to prepare for that and make sure that you're singing something that you really know very well, that you have prepared as much as possible. And if you mess up the lyrics, just keep going, just keep on keeping on, just keep going. But that is my mistake number 1 to avoid, or mistake number 2 to avoid. And my mistake number 3 to avoid is to avoid thinking too hard about the maybe higher note before you get to it. So if there is a note in the song that feels a little bit higher, a little bit out of range, maybe it's a little bit lower and you're kind of freaking out about it, if you can, try, I know this is like so hard, but try not to think so hard about, I have to hit this high note, I have to hit this high note, because it will show the entire time that you're singing the song, and you will already start to feel stressed, like from the very beginning of starting the song, so that by the time you even get to the song, you're already probably tightening your you're tensing up your neck and your shoulder muscles and your jaw. You're already tense before you even get to the note, right? And then of course you're not going to sing it as well as you could if you were more relaxed and just like in the moment. I had an audition for NYU that I did for NYU's grad program last year, not this past audition process, but the previous year when I auditioned, and it wasn't a self-tape, it was a virtual audition is what it was. So it was live, but it was virtual. And I was singing a song, I believe it was Someone Like You. And I just knew that key change, Someone Like You from Jekyll and Hyde, the musical, there's a key change. And honestly, like now I feel a lot more comfortable with it, having practiced it more with my voice teacher and just like grown vocally. I feel more comfortable with it. But frankly, it's not the easiest key change for me. It's not the easiest belt for me. And I was thinking about that note before I even got to it. I was thinking about it, and by the time I got to it, I just did not have enough, like a strong enough mix on it, and it just didn't sound as strong as I wanted it to, because I was so focused on like, I have to sing this high note, I have to prepare for it. So my tip instead is to prepare ahead by working with a coach and working on how you can kind of sing that note in a way that feels easy for you before you even get to the audition, before you're even practicing on your own. Work with the coach, which I did, but I think I kind of just like brushed by it. I was like, yeah, I got it. Like, I didn't really ask like the hard questions of like, yeah, how do I make sure that I am prepared for this note before I even get to the audition, And honestly, try to be in the moment. Really think about the character. I had a coach tell me this. Nyla Watson. I worked with her. She was on on the show several episodes ago. If you go to how to become a musical theater actor with Hope, I believe is the episode that she was on. She's amazing, and I've been able to work with her as well. So go check her out. She's amazing, Nyla Watson, and she was really helping me through like how to think about the character and caring so much more about the character and about her story, about her life, and about what she cares about so much more than I care about my own voice and how I sound in the moment. And really giving that attention to the character and having that empathy for her more so than I have this like fear of my own, like not being good enough on a high note. And that will just like thinking about the character will help you get in the moment of the song, and that will really help you to shine on those high notes, especially if you've prepared ahead of time. So that is the third mistake to avoid, is to avoid thinking too hard about high notes. And the tip is to instead prepare ahead as much as you can by working with a coach and be in the moment when you're singing. Really care about the character when you're doing the audition, when you're doing whatever your performance is, whatever your audition is. Really care about the character more than you care about hitting the note perfectly or doing the, this particular part of the dance or the monologue perfectly. Okay, and so those are my 3 mistakes to avoid as you are preparing for audition season, or maybe you're auditioning for grad school as well. Like, I've been there, done that, and I completely understand. It can be very stressful. I hope that these mistakes to avoid encourage you, and all the tips that are helpful to you as well. Again, number 1, avoid forgetting the title of your audition piece. Instead, practice slating beforehand. Number 2, avoid biting off more than you can chew when it comes to learning lyrics, especially if it's in a different language. Instead, sing what you already know and what you love. And then number 3, avoid thinking too hard about high notes before you get to them. Instead, prepare ahead by working with a coach and by being in the moment when you're singing and caring more about the character than about how you sound in the moment. I hope that this helps and encourages you. I really, really do. If you feel encouraged, if you feel like you need some more support, you know what? I forgot to mention at the beginning, but I'm going to mention it now. And frankly, I'm going to go back and mention it at the beginning, okay? Because I need you to know that today, I am doing a flash sale today only, because today is the first day of the Sing Confidently program, the program that is going to help you start singing with confidence, performing with boldness that you know that you have inside you, but you just got to put it out there. You just got to take those steps to build that confidence over time. You must get into this program, and it is right now 60% off. Oh, actually, it's over 60% off. It is $77 today and today only. You can do this. You can start singing with confidence literally today. Come in. It's 4 weeks, 4 simple steps to begin singing with confidence. You will lay the groundwork for yourself to become the confident singer and performer you know you can be this year, 2024. Don't wait. Take this chance. Take this step of faith. Go to creativelybyestelle.com/program. There is even a payment option for this 60% off deal. It is a huge, huge, huge deal. And it's a huge sale. And I'm doing it because I really, really want you to be in it. I really want you to have this opportunity. A voice lesson, or like $77, it's like 2 voice lessons, right? And you're basically gonna get like 4 voice lessons in this live program, the Sing Confidently program, and it's gonna be so impactful for you. So please run to creativelybyestelle.com. I really urge you, because I know that you want to build confidence as a singer and a performer this year, and you can't do that if you do not take action. So go to creativelybyestelle.com/program. The link is in the show notes, and I would love to see you there. Take advantage of this flash sale. Run right now. And I'm so excited to see you there starting tonight. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Happy audition season. Make sure you come to the Performing Arts community on Facebook and tell me what your audition tips or mistakes or stories are. I would love to hear, and I'm so excited to connect with you over there as well. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.